The jungle wasn't like anything the Terran Federation had seen before. Thick, hanging vines twisted around colossal trees whose leaves shimmered with bioluminescence, and the air pulsed with the distant calls of creatures large enough to rival starships. Dr. Elias Mercer, human xenobiologist and veteran wildlife handler, stepped lightly through the undergrowth, scanning the sensor readouts on his wrist. His companion, a urine veteran named Ltar, flinched at every rustle. "Mercer," Ltar whispered, his mandibles clicking nervously, "you cannot be serious. This predator, its species, has torn apart entire hunting teams. No human survives near its territory unarmed." Elias looked up from his readings and smiled faintly, calm as a morning sun. "It's scared, Ltar. That's all. And scared things can be reasoned with." The alien's crest feathers bristled. "Reasoned with? It kills everything it touches. That's because most beings react with fear. It senses it. Humans, we don't." Ltar shook his head and stepped back as a low growl reverberated through the jungle floor. The air itself seemed to pulse with the predator's awareness. From the shadows, two glowing eyes appeared, amber against the darkness, watching every move. Mercer crouched slightly, speaking softly, almost to himself. "Easy, easy. We're not here to fight." The predator shifted. Its sinewy muscles rippled beneath scales that seemed impervious, yet its posture betrayed uncertainty. Its claws, longer than Ltar's forearms, scraped against the soil, yet it did not charge. "Your species would die here," Ltar muttered, stepping further back. "And yet you." Elias raised a hand, motioning gently. "It's sensing my heartbeat. The rhythm. I don't fear it. Fear excites predators. Calmness confuses them." The jungle seemed to hold its breath. Birds froze mid-flight. Even the trees seemed still. The predator's tail twitched, its amber eyes narrowing, studying. Mercer took another step forward, careful, measured, breathing steady. "I'm not prey," he said. "I'm not a threat. I'm human." Ltar's mandibles clicked rapidly in alarm. "Human? That's not comforting." "Maybe not for you," Mercer said softly. "But for it, it's something entirely different." The predator's growl faded into a low, contemplative hum. It crouched, muscles coiling, not to strike, but to observe. Ltar whispered, almost inaudibly, "I don't understand." "It should." Mercer smiled faintly, holding his hand low and open. "It's just scared." And in that instant, a ripple of calm passed through the predator. Its massive head tilted slightly, ears twitching, eyes tracking the human without hostility. Ltar blinked. You tamed it with fearlessness?" "No," Mercer corrected. "Not tamed. Trusted. Fear is easy. Respect, that's the harder part." The jungle exhaled as the predator lowered itself fully to the ground, not as prey, but as a curious, cautious observer. Elias Mercer had just proven what countless generations of humans had: even the apex predator could recognize calm resolve, even in a species no one thought could stand against it. And the galaxy was watching. The predator's amber eyes followed every movement, muscles rippling beneath dark, glistening scales. Its claws left deep gouges in the jungle floor, yet it remained still, unthreatening, but only barely. Ltar took another cautious step back. "Mercer, you don't understand. Its species has never hesitated to kill. Never. This isn't caution, it's a pause before death." Elias knelt slightly, careful to remain smaller in profile, his voice calm, measured. "It's not a pause before death. It's hesitation. Fear is part of every predator's survival instinct. Recognize that, and you can move with it, not against it." The predator's head tilted slightly, nostrils flaring, as it inhaled the scent of the humans and the alien. Its gaze flickered toward Ltar, then back to Mercer. "Move slowly," Mercer said, stepping forward just a few inches. "No sudden motions. Hands visible. Let it know you're not prey." Ltar hissed, mandibles trembling. "You are prey. Any being in this jungle would die in seconds if they—" Elias interrupted gently. "Not me. And that's the point. From the shadows, more predators stirred. Others of its kind, massive shapes hidden in the dense foliage, shifting silently, following the lead of their alpha. They sensed the pause in their packmate, the hesitation, but they did not attack. The aliens watching from their observation drones whispered among themselves, disbelief heavy in their voices. "How?" one asked. "Why does it not strike?" Elias spoke softly, more to the predator than to the aliens. "You've been cornered, scared, hunted your entire life. I understand that. I am not here to hurt you. I am here to respect you." The predator crouched fully, tail flicking, measuring. Its growl was low, almost contemplative. Every breath it took seemed to align with Mercer's own. Ultar's mandibles clicked nervously. It's listening to your heartbeat?" "Exactly," Mercer said. "Not just listening. Feeling. Predator instincts detect rhythm, tension, excitement. Fear excites it, aggression excites it. Calm confuses it. Calmness creates choice. And right now, I am showing it choice." One of the larger predators stepped fully into the clearing, fully visible for the first time. Its claws were curved, deadly. Its jaws flexed, lined with teeth that could bite through metal plating. Elias Mercer remained still. Breathing slow. Eyes steady. Hands low, open. The predator inhaled, sniffing the air. For a heartbeat, Ultar thought it would leap. Then, impossibly, it lowered itself to the ground fully, tail curling around its body, ears twitching. You did it," Ultar whispered. "You calmed it." Elias allowed a faint smile. "Not me. It calmed itself. It recognized that fear is not universal. That calm can exist even in the middle of danger. It chose not to strike." The aliens recording the scene were stunned silent. No species in their experience had ever responded this way. Apex predators were apex because they obeyed instinct alone. And yet here was a human, standing among the most dangerous creatures in the galaxy, unarmed, and commanding respect without a single threat. The jungle itself seemed to exhale. Other predators shifted, eyes tracking Mercer, assessing. None attacked. Elias knelt fully now, extending one hand slowly. "Come closer, see I mean no harm." The alpha predator hesitated. Eyes glimmered with intelligence, fear, and curiosity. Slowly, ever so slowly, it stepped forward, just enough to sniff his hand. The tip of its snout brushed against the human palm lightly, a tentative gesture. Ultar gasped. It trusts you." Elias exhaled quietly. "Not trust, understanding. It knows I am not prey. That's enough for now." The alien observers exchanged incredulous glances. One whispered, "Humans, they are unlike any species we know. Apex predators themselves, not because of claws or teeth, but because of mind and calm." Mercer looked up at the alien veteran beside him. "Sometimes," he said softly, "the fiercest creatures just need someone to show them calm. That's all." The predator lowered itself fully to the ground, eyes never leaving Mercer, not with hostility, not with fear, simply awareness. And the humans watching knew, silently, that this was only the beginning. The predator's massive head tilted, amber eyes following every slight motion Mercer made. It was still wary, but curiosity had replaced the initial aggression. Every muscle in its body twitched, ready to strike, yet restrained. Mercer crouched lower, moving slowly toward it. "I know you're strong. I know you're fast. I know you could end me in an instant," he said softly, voice calm, steady. "But I am not your enemy. I am human. And humans are unpredictable. Sometimes we fight, sometimes we flee, sometimes we offer peace." The predator sniffed, its breath hot and heavy in the humid jungle air. Each inhalation carried the scent of fear, alien and human alike, but Mercer's own scent was steady, unmoving. Ultar muttered under his breath, trembling, "I don't understand, it should have attacked you by now. It senses weakness, it feeds on fear." Mercer didn't respond. Instead, he extended a hand toward the creature, slow, deliberate, never sudden. "Come closer. There is no danger here. Only understanding." The predator's claws scraped against the earth, leaving deep marks. Its tail flicked anxiously, yet it inched forward, sniffing at the human hand, head swaying with cautious curiosity. "Good, that's it," Mercer whispered. "Feel that? No threat. Only calm. That's enough for now." From the canopy above, alien observation drones hovered silently. Their lenses captured the impossible. A human, unarmed, commanding the respect of a predator even their most experienced veterans feared. Some of the alien observers whispered in disbelief. One muttered, It obeys nothing. No instincts. No fear. And yet, it follows." The predator lowered its massive head, eyes blinking slowly. It was a gesture of trust, tentative but deliberate. Mercer mirrored it, sitting cross-legged, lowering himself further to appear non-threatening. Ultar swallowed audibly. It's like it understands you." "Not understand," Mercer said, calm as ever. "It senses me. It knows I am not prey. That's all it needs to survive." The jungle around them seemed to react. Leaves rustled softly, creatures paused in the undergrowth. Even the smaller predators, hidden in shadows, watched with quiet curiosity. Mercer reached toward the alpha's snout. His hand hovered inches above the scales. The predator tensed, muscles coiling, but did not strike. Instead, it leaned slightly into the gesture, brushing the human's fingers lightly with its massive snout. A collective exhale passed through the alien observers. Ultar whispered, This is impossible. No human, no being, could do this naturally." Elias smiled faintly, voice soft. "It's not about dominance. It's not about strength. It's about calm. About presence. About showing that you're not a threat. That's how humans survive. That's how humans thrive." The predator blinked slowly, relaxing its shoulders, lowering itself fully to the ground. Its tail curled around, no longer flicking nervously. Its amber eyes remained fixed on Mercer, not with aggression, not with fear, simply with awareness. Ultar shook his head. I think it's trusting you." Mercer's gaze swept the jungle. More predators stirred, drawn to the alpha's reaction. They did not attack. They did not growl. They simply watched, their instincts at odds with the calmness radiating from the human. He turned slightly to Ultar. "Fear is contagious. Calm is contagious. I've learned to use both. But in this case, calm wins." The alien veteran whispered, almost reverently, "Humans, they are apex predators in ways we cannot even begin to comprehend." Mercer nodded toward the alpha. "And this is why. Not because of claws or strength, because of understanding. Even in the face of terror, we remain calm. Even apex predators can sense that." The jungle seemed to hold its breath, the predator's growl fading into nothing, replaced by a low, rhythmic pulse of curiosity and acceptance. Mercer exhaled, steady, quiet. "This is just the beginning. If we can reach understanding here, imagine what humans can do across the galaxy." The alien observers fell silent, unable to dispute the truth before them. A single human, calm and fearless, had tamed not with power or force, but with awareness, and even the apex predators of this alien jungle bowed to that quiet strength. The predator lay low, muscles still tense but no longer rigid, its amber eyes following every subtle movement of Mercer. He rose slowly, never turning his back, never making sudden gestures. The jungle seemed to pulse around them, alive with the predator's caution and the alien observer's disbelief. Mercer extended a small, specially designed feeding device, just a container with synthetic meat and nutrients mimicking the apex predator's diet. He set it a few meters away and stepped back, hands visible, posture relaxed. The alpha inched forward, nostrils flaring, tail coiling around itself. Every step measured, every glance flicking toward Mercer, reading his calmness like a map of survival. Ultar whispered, voice tight with tension, "It should attack before it eats." "That's instinct. Apex predators don't trust like this." Mercer crouched slightly, keeping his tone soft. "Not all apex predators are the same. An instinct can be guided by presence. Watch carefully." The predator paused, sniffed the food, and then glanced back at Mercer. Its body relaxed fractionally, just enough for the alien observers to notice. Hesitantly, it took a bite. Then another. Each motion careful, deliberate. It's feeding because you allowed it, Ultar murmured, jaw-dropping. No one else could have done this. Mercer allowed a faint smile. Humans aren't just strong, fast, or clever. We're patient. Calmness, presence, and observation, that's how we survive, even when facing predators larger and faster than we are. From the treetops, other predators shifted nervously, drawn by the alpha's reaction. They were massive, lethal, and instinctively aggressive. But none advanced, they circled at a distance, hesitant, confused. Mercer reached slowly, extending a hand toward the alpha. You see me as a threat? His voice was steady, measured. I am not. I am only human. You have a choice. The predator's tail flicked once, then twice. It lowered its head fully to the ground, letting the human's hand hover just above its snout. Slowly, the massive jaws parted slightly, and it nudged Mercer's palm lightly with the tip of its snout. Ultar whispered in disbelief, it interacted with you. Voluntarily. No predator would do this ever. The alpha blinked slowly. Its muscles relaxed completely, yet every movement still carried power, awareness, and intelligence. For the first time, the alien observers recognized something they had never seen, a human achieving dominance, not through force, not through threat, but through presence and calm. Mercer crouched fully, lowering his head slightly in deference, speaking softly. Good. That's enough for now. You've learned that calm is stronger than fear. That observation and patience can outweigh instinct. And that even the apex predator can choose restraint. A ripple of understanding passed through the predator. Its tail curled around its body, claws no longer flexing, eyes attentive but without aggression. The aliens hovering silently in observation drones whispered in stunned tones. This species, it doesn't just survive. It controls the wild by calm, not dominance. It teaches even apex predators restraint. Mercer stood, motioning subtly for Ultar to step forward. Come slowly. Let it see your calm. Let it choose not to attack. The alien veteran did so, trembling, moving slowly, hands raised. The alpha sniffed him, then returned its attention to Mercer. Not hostile. Not fearful. Simply aware. Do you see? Mercer said quietly. Fear excites predators. Calm creates choice. That's what humans do. That's why we endure. That's why we thrive. Ultar's mandibles clicked, amazed. It respects you. Not fearfully, not submissively, respects. That's impossible. Mercer's gaze swept over the jungle, the alpha, and the watching aliens. Humans make impossible things possible not by raw power, but by presence, patience, and understanding. That is our apex. That is our strength. The jungle exhaled, quiet, tense, but safe. The alpha predator lay down fully, tail curled, eyes still tracking Mercer, now calm, attentive, aware. And somewhere in the observation drones, the alien veterans realized something fundamental: humans were apex not because of weapons, speed, or strength, but because of the mind. And that mind had just taught the deadliest predator in their galaxy the meaning of calm. The jungle stretched endlessly, a labyrinth of colossal trees, thick vines, and glowing foliage. Even with the alpha predator at his side, Mercer moved cautiously, reading the terrain, feeling the subtle vibrations in the ground, sensing every shift in air pressure and distant movement. Ultar followed tensely, keeping a wary distance. Mercer, this place isn't meant for anyone, let alone humans. Every corner hides death. Elias glanced over his shoulder, calm as always. Yes. But death isn't just in strength or speed. Sometimes, it's in fear. And that, my friend, humans rarely exhibit. The alpha walked a few paces ahead, occasionally sniffing the ground, listening to Mercer's subtle commands. Each movement was synchronized almost instinctively. The predator was learning not through fear, not through force, but through observation and understanding. From the canopy, alien observers whispered frantically. It follows without coercion. It obeys, by choice. Impossible. No apex predator would yield to another species like this. Mercer paused at a small clearing, crouching low. He observed a pair of juvenile predators hidden in the underbrush, smaller but just as lethal. Their eyes glowed faintly, curious yet apprehensive. "See them?" Mercer said softly. "They've never encountered another species like me. Fear is their first instinct. But fear isn't the only instinct." He extended a hand slowly, demonstrating calm presence. The alpha remained beside him, standing as a protective, silent sentinel. The juveniles hesitated, then stepped closer. They sniffed, circled, and after a long moment, relaxed slightly, mimicking the alpha's stance. Ultares' mandibles twitched nervously. "They're following your lead. Entirely. Humans teach apex predators calm?" Mercer smiled faintly. "Not teaching. Modeling. Predators read energy, tension, and presence. Fear excites them. Calm confuses them. Once they realize calm doesn't threaten them, they choose restraint. That's the apex skill humans have evolved, presence under pressure." The alien observers recorded every detail, some exchanging incredulous glances. One muttered, "If humans can do this with apex predators, imagine what they could do with sentient species in conflict." As Mercer moved, the predator mirrored his pace, muscles rippling beneath glistening scales. Every so often, it would glance at him, amber eyes flickering with curiosity. It was not dominance, not submission, but recognition. Mutual respect. They entered a deeper part of the jungle, where the canopy thickened, dimming the bioluminescent glow. Mercer paused again, placing a hand lightly on a massive root. "Listen. Feel. This jungle has its rhythms. Every predator, every creature, moves according to patterns. Recognize the rhythm, and you survive. React to it, and you thrive." The alpha pressed closer, following his movements exactly. It sniffed at distant rustling, ears twitching, yet never lunging. Small predators scattered at their approach, sensing the calm authority emanating from the human. Ultares' voice was barely audible. I have never seen anything like this. Apex predators, apex species, all following a human voluntarily?" "Yes," Mercer said quietly. "It's not force. It's understanding. It's presence. Fear is contagious. Calm is contagious. Once they sense it, they choose. Choice is the apex gift humans can give." The alien drones hovering nearby recorded every moment, lenses capturing the unprecedented sight, a human walking calmly, unarmed, commanding respect not through threat, but through steady presence and instinctual awareness. The predator moved forward, sniffing distant scents, muscles coiled, yet unwavering. The juveniles mirrored its behavior. The jungle, once tense and dangerous, seemed to exhale slightly, allowing this small procession to pass safely. Mercer's gaze swept over the jungle. Every apex predator in this forest understands one thing now: humans are different. Not faster. Not stronger. But calm. Focused. Present. And that is how we survive where others perish. The alien observers whispered in stunned tones. "This is impossible. Humans, apex predators by presence alone." Mercer paused, crouching once more. The alpha pressed its massive head against his shoulder lightly, a gesture of trust, not submission. "See, Ultar," he said softly. "Even the most feared predator can recognize calm, understand intention, and choose restraint. That is human instinct. That is human strength." The jungle pulsed quietly around them. Even the distant predators seemed to hesitate before acting. The message was clear: the humans were apex not by claws or speed, but by mind, presence, and composure. And somewhere deep in the observing alien ranks, awe settled in. If humans could command apex predators without threat, then perhaps their place in the galaxy was far greater than anyone had imagined. The jungle darkened further as night fell, but Mercer moved confidently, unafraid. The alpha predator remained at his side, muscles coiled, amber eyes alert, yet fully under the subtle guidance of his presence. Around them, other predators stirred, some hidden, some partially visible, drawn by the alpha's influence. Ultar whispered, voice trembling, there are dozens of them. How can a single human control all of them? Mercer paused and crouched, placing both hands lightly on the forest floor. He spoke softly, his voice a calm rhythm, almost like a chant. Listen, feel, understand. I am not a threat. I am presence. Fear is your choice. Calm is your choice. You choose now. The alpha flicked its ears, its gaze flicking to the other predators. One by one, they approached cautiously, measuring, sniffing, hesitating. Mercer didn't flinch. He didn't react. He remained calm, steady, centered. The other predators mirrored the alpha's behavior, each inching closer, muscles taut but controlled. They sniffed, circled, and occasionally nudged one another, confusion evident, but they did not attack. Ultar gasped, mandibles trembling. This is unprecedented. Apex predators choosing restraint because a human demonstrates calm? Mercer smiled faintly. Not restraint forced. Choice accepted. That's the difference. He rose slightly, hands raised in non-threatening posture, and moved slowly through the clearing. The predators followed, maintaining a careful distance, yet fully attentive. Their instincts told them to attack, but their perception of Mercer overrode it. From the treetops, alien observation drones recorded every second. One alien muttered in disbelief, "It's impossible. Humans, apex predators by calmness and presence alone. Not strength. Not speed. Mind and instinct, combined." Mercer knelt again, letting the alpha press its massive head against his shoulder once more. "Good," he whispered. "Feel the calm. Spread it. Understand. Choice is yours." The alpha's tail curled loosely, and the other predators settled slightly, mirroring the alpha's posture. They were still massive, still lethal, but they had accepted a new paradigm, that the human in their midst was neither prey nor threat, but an equal in presence, awareness, and instinct. Ultar muttered, awe and disbelief intertwining, I can't believe it. Humans, teaching apex predators? Leading them without force? Mercer's voice was calm, almost meditative. We survive by presence. We survive by observation. We survive by understanding fear and transforming it into calm. Apex predators may be stronger, faster, deadlier, but even they recognize mastery when it is enforced. That mastery is not of them, it's of ourselves. The alien observers grew silent. For the first time, their minds grappled with a concept they had never encountered. Humans were apex, not by weapons, not by claws or scales, not by raw instinct, but by a combination of calm, observation, and mental clarity that even the most lethal predators could recognize. The jungle seemed to respond, shadows moving with quiet grace as predators followed Mercer and the alpha. The rhythm of movement, the pulse of calm, extended like an invisible current, spreading through the clearing. Mercer glanced at Ultar. Do you see now? Calm is contagious. Presence is contagious. Fear excites. Calm steadies. That is how humans survive and thrive where others perish. The alpha nudged his hand gently, and the other predators shifted closer, creating a protective, synchronized perimeter around Mercer. Ultar's voice was a whisper, all-laden. I think this human commands respect, not by force, but by presence. Even apex predators follow him willingly. Mercer exhaled softly, letting the predators feel his rhythm, his steadiness. Good. That's enough for tonight. Rest, observe, understand. Tomorrow, we go deeper. The alien drones hovered silently, unable to comprehend what they had witnessed. Humans, apex predators by calm. Apex predators willingly obeyed a human's presence without coercion. The implications for the galaxy were staggering. And somewhere in the jungle, the predators exhaled as one, the alpha's amber eyes glimmering with trust and recognition.
Humans didn't just survive in dangerous worlds, they transformed them. And the galaxy had yet to fully understand just how far that calm could reach. Night deepened, the jungle alive with unseen movement. Mercer moved steadily, the alpha predator at his side, others following at measured distances. Each step was deliberate, hands low, posture calm. The air pulsed with tension and the quiet rhythm of countless predators sensing every motion. Ultar whispered, barely audible, "There are more of them, far more than we expected." "How do you control all of them?" Mercer didn't answer immediately. He crouched and placed a hand on the ground, sensing vibrations through the soil, reading the subtle shifts of every massive predator around him. "I'm not controlling them," he said finally. "I'm guiding them. Calm is guidance. Presence is instruction. Fear is irrelevant here." From the shadows, smaller predators stirred, eyes glowing faintly. They hesitated at first, instinct urging attack, but the alpha led, moving with deliberate restraint, signaling safety through presence alone. Ultar's mandibles clicked nervously. This defies every instinct I know. Apex predators, obeying a human by choice? Never. Mercer smiled faintly, voice calm. It's not obedience. It's understanding. Apex predators sense tension, danger, weakness. When they see none, when they feel only calm, they reassess. And that's enough to shift instinct into choice. The predators followed him deeper, into a dense section of the jungle where enormous roots twisted like living serpents. Hissing and low growls echoed from the undergrowth, but none advanced aggressively. Mercer's calm extended like an invisible current, flowing through the alpha and radiating outward. He stopped briefly near a massive vine-covered tree. See them? Hidden, waiting, assessing. Fear excites them. Calm steadies them. Humans survive, because we don't react to fear. We use it to create presence. The alpha crouched, tail curling gently, amber eyes flicking to Mercer for reassurance. Other predators mirrored the stance, hesitant but attentive. Alien observers watched silently from above, lenses capturing the unprecedented scene. One whispered, voice trembling, "If humans can do this with apex predators, entire worlds could follow their lead without coercion." Impossible, and terrifying. Mercer moved forward again, carefully extending a hand toward a juvenile predator that had stepped forward from the shadows. Easy, nothing to fear. You can observe. You can learn. You can choose. The juvenile sniffed his hand, then pressed lightly against it, mimicking the alpha's earlier gesture. Its posture relaxed, tail curling slightly. "Do you see, Ultar?" Mercer said softly. Even the young ones respond to calm. Even instinct can be guided when presence is unwavering. That's what humans have evolved to do, survive through awareness, influence through steadiness. The alien veteran shook his head, incredulous. Humans, apex predators without weaponry. Apex predators by presence. By mind. By calm. Nothing else in the galaxy does this. Mercer nodded, eyes scanning the forest. More predators shifted, hesitant but drawn by the alpha's influence, forming a careful, loose formation around him. The jungle that had been deadly moments ago now felt strangely synchronized, alive with awareness, not aggression. He whispered to the alpha, voice calm and steady, "Lead them with me. Show them calm. Let them understand there is no threat here." The alpha's head dipped slightly, nudging his shoulder, and the other predators mirrored the gesture. The rhythm of the group aligned, and a strange harmony filled the clearing, predators moving not as hunters, but as observers, guided by a human presence they could neither dominate nor ignore. The alien observers' drones recorded the scene in stunned silence. One muttered, almost reverently, "Humans, apex predators by calm. Apex predators by awareness. The galaxy has never seen anything like this." Mercer exhaled softly, letting the predators sense the rhythm of his calm heartbeat, the steadiness of his breath. Good. That's enough for tonight. Observe, learn, choose. Calm will guide you, as it has guided me. The predators settled in, tails curled, muscles relaxed but alert, eyes flicking between Mercer and the alpha. Even in the deadliest jungle in the galaxy, the human's presence had transformed instinct into choice, fear into understanding. Ultaras' voice trembled with awe. I can't believe it. Humans, apex predators in ways the galaxy cannot even comprehend. Mercer's gaze swept over the group, the Alpha, and the watching aliens. This is just the beginning. Calm can spread. Awareness can influence. Presence can teach. That is human strength. That is why we endure. That is why we thrive. The jungle pulsed quietly around them, shadows shifting with a newfound rhythm. The apex predators, once deadly, now followed a human willingly, guided not by dominance, but by understanding. And somewhere deep in the alien ranks, awe settled in, tinged with fear. Humans, apex predators by calm, by instinct, by mind, a force the galaxy could not yet define. Dawn broke over the jungle, golden light filtering through the dense canopy, illuminating the massive predators that now moved with a synchronized grace around Mercer. The Alpha nudged his shoulder, and the others mirrored its actions, creating a living formation of controlled power. Ultaras' mandibles clicked nervously. I've never seen anything like this. Apex predators, following a human willingly, it's impossible. Mercer smiled faintly, calm as the morning light. It's not impossible. It's understanding. Presence. Calm under pressure. That's what humans have always done. We survive where others falter, not through raw strength, but through observation, patience, and steady intent. The predators shifted, moving with deliberate precision, following his lead without hesitation. Every instinct that would normally drive them to attack or flee had been redirected. They were no longer hunting, no longer reacting, they were learning, adapting, and observing. Alien observation drones hovered silently above, capturing every incredible moment. One alien muttered, voice trembling, humans, apex predators by calm. Not by weapons, not by claws, not by instinct alone, by mind, by presence, by something we cannot understand. Mercer extended his hand slowly, allowing the Alpha to press its massive snout against his palm. The gesture was not one of submission, but of mutual recognition, a silent acknowledgement that power could exist without aggression. The other predators mirrored the Alpha, approaching cautiously, sniffing, nudging, and then settling into positions of watchful calm. The jungle itself seemed to exhale, tension dissolving as the rhythm of human presence spread through the apex hunters. Ultaras' voice was barely a whisper. They respect you. Not fearfully, not submissively, respect. Mercer's gaze swept over the predators and the alien observers alike. Respect isn't demanded. It's earned through presence, through patience, through understanding. Even the deadliest predators recognize it when they see it. That's the apex skill humans have always possessed. The jungle came alive with quiet energy. Birds and smaller creatures sensed the shift, moving through the shadows without alarm. Even the predators that had remained hidden now emerged slowly, drawn by the Alpha's calm example, acknowledging Mercer's presence without hostility. From above, alien observers exchanged stunned glances. If humans can do this with apex predators, entire species could be guided, influenced, without coercion. The implications for the galaxy are unimaginable. Mercer crouched, voice soft and steady. Good. That's enough for now. Rest. Observe. Learn. Calm can guide you more than fear ever could. The Alpha rested its massive head against his shoulder one last time before moving back, joined by the others. They formed a protective perimeter, not out of threat, but out of awareness, ready to respond to danger with calm precision, rather than instinctive violence. Ultar shook his head in awe. Humans, apex predators by calm, by awareness, by mind, nothing else in the galaxy does this. Mercer exhaled quietly, feeling the rhythm of the jungle, the predators, and even the observing aliens. And that, he said softly, is why humans survive. That is why we endure. Calm, presence, observation, that is strength. That is humanity. The jungle seemed to hum in agreement. Apex predators, once feared and uncontrollable, now moved with purpose and awareness, guided by a single human who understood instinct, fear, and calm. And the galaxy, watching silently through alien eyes, understood at last, humans were apex not because of weapons, not because of speed or strength, but because of mind, presence, and the unshakable calm that could bend even the deadliest predators to choice rather than instinct. Mercer stood tall, the alpha at his side, and the other predators forming a living, watchful formation around him. The jungle was no longer just a place of survival, it was a testament to humanity's mastery of instinct, calm, and presence. The alien observers departed silently, their minds struggling to comprehend the sight they had witnessed. Humans, apex predators by something far greater than claws or fangs, by understanding, by calm, by choice. And somewhere deep in the jungle, a predator exhaled, amber eyes flicking toward Mercer with recognition. Humans didn't just survive in the deadliest worlds. Humans transformed them. And the galaxy would never forget.